y'all can hear. Oh, hi everybody. This is my first live on Instagram. Hi Asher. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Hey, Righteous, Douglas, Martise, darling. You're welcome, darling, for the fall. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Madison. So are you.
I am.
Hey, niece. It's Lydia Dowling.
Sorry, we are just a little late, but we are coming.
Thank you, Johnny White. Oh, you know what? The comments didn't go to the side, so even if I do this like this, I can't read the comments. Y'all gotta help me.
Y'all ready?
Oh, wow.
Here.
Okay. Y'all, I'm trying to do right.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. Y'all, this ain't doing right. How do I get this? How do I get this down? Okay. Hey, y'all, if I don't respond, that's because when I turn it to the side, I can't read the comments. So I'm so. Thank you, Jabari. Leslie says you look beautiful.
Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome. I am so happy to have with me tonight Latrice and Lydia. It is so good to be here. The other day, I was having a conversation. I've had this conversation so many times, and you find yourself as a young, well, not young anymore. I was young.
You're young.
As a single woman, where people are always asking you a lot of questions, and sometimes you look right there, Lydia.
I'm sorry.
You don't know how to answer, and I thought that my answers are just a small perspective of what somebody would think. So I said, well, let me bring some beautiful young ladies on with me that I know are strong-willed and have strong minds and strong opinions. And that's none other than Gucci and Prada. Gucci and Prada are here today, and I am.
Hey, Sean!
Hey, Shawnee!
Hey, Sean wants to be here, y'all.
Don't forget.
Everybody say Sean.
Gucci wanted to know if she had to walk in.
Well, we were about to, I came earlier to the house, and, Lydia and I was already down here. Tracy is yelling, am I already seated or am I making an entrance?
Right. Am I making an entrance?
Those are valid questions.
Y'all.
I need to know what kind of shoes to put on, what kind of lower half to put on.
Why do you need to make an entrance? Well, that's always been Tracy. I should have brought that picture of her. She had to be like 3. Just always sat with her legs crossed like she was doing something.
True.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah. So anyway, Latrice Williams said, LOL, hey, Gucci and Prada.
Hi.
Well, we're going to have some fun tonight, but at the same time, we're going to talk, and we're going to just tell it straight and tell it how we think and how we feel. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I asked my sisters in preparing for this, I gave them a few things that I would be thinking about. And one of the things that we're going to just jump right in since we're so late. I am 15 minutes late. But this is Living in Full Effect. I've done this unconference for about 6 years. And today, you know how Facebook gives you memories. The memories came up, and it was these two in the memories. I had them on my person. So it was very special. But let's jump right in. I'm always asked, Lydia. It's the baby. It's the baby.
Why that always happen to me? I don't know. Why me, Lord?
So let's start in general. Okay. Let's start in general. Lonely, versus being alone. How do you cope with loneliness? Is it possible to feel alone in such a large family? Let's start with lonely versus alone. My definition, and I'm gonna give you my definition, and then Tracy and Lydia can take it. I guess we take everything in order so we can get it easy.
Okay.
Okay, cause I'm first.
Who's telling me to go?
Yeah. The music messing you up.
You first. Let's do first.
Give me my blow.
I need a pen and paper so I can take notes.
Wait,
But go
Lydia, I
ahead.
can't turn it off.
Oh Lord Jesus.
I pressed stop several times. Okay, maybe
It's
it's on.
on.
Maybe it's on. Oh,
She got too many devices.
it's on another
That's
phone.
Too many
nothing.
devices.
You watch a woman that has more than one phone.
Oh my. Can't be trusted.
I'm just kidding.
They have more than one phone.
Just stay on topic.
Okay,
Alone, you only booked me for 45 minutes.
I told y'all earlier, they're grand. So, alone. Alone is having no one else present on one's own. That's my definition. Loneliness is sadness one has because they haven't any friends or company or special someone. So those are my definitions of it. So how do you tell the difference, what is the difference in your opinion, Latrice, of alone versus being alone, and how do you deal with it? And give me a case of when you dealt with it.
Okay, so I could be wrong, but I perceive alone, and when you hear about it, it seems like it's negative for me. It's like it comes with a feeling of sadness because you don't have someone. I think loneliness is the condition of being alone. That's like you're feeling lonely because you are alone, if that makes sense. So loneliness is the condition of feeling like you don't have, or of being sad because you don't have someone. It's been so long ago, that I used to feel like that. The second part was how do I deal with that?
Deal with it?
I don't like to associate myself with alone, because to me it says there's a deficit in some way. Like I'm lacking something or I'm missing something when I strive to be complete within myself. So that I don't, even if, I hope I don't want to lose anybody, even if I am the condition of lonely, I'm not alone because me, myself, and I, and what about me? So I'm not sad about that. I'm good with me. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, go ahead, Lydia.
For me, when I think about lonely, you know how they speak about this is a lonely road, the long haul. Sometimes I feel like God calls us to walk places, spaces. It's an unfrequented place when you're lonely. That means you're not going to be there always, the place that you're passing through. And a lot of times when you're heading into your destiny, you're heading to a new dimension, to a new place in God, God will call you to a lonely place, but you are not alone. Yea, I will be with you always. You know, Adam was alone for a season in the garden. And after that season, God said, okay, it's not good for man to be alone. But see, there was a span for when he was alone. So you have to, and I think that was a lonely span for when he was with God and talking with God and developing character of God and getting to know God. And, you know, he did things, but then there will come a time when God said, okay, now I'm creating someone and I'm giving you a person that will walk this road with you so that you will not be alone anymore. And so that's how I feel about it. How do I deal with being that? I rejoice because I'm a lot like my father. I am a loner. I like spending time by myself because I do a lot of reading, I do a lot of writing, and that's where I do a lot of my best thinking. But I also like being with people people. And if they're the right people, I can be with you all day. I can be with you all day. So I kind of rejoice when God calls me to that lonely place. I'm okay with that because there's nothing leaking. I'm whole.
Yeah.
There's nothing in me leaking. And sometimes you have to let God make you whole because when you're lonely and leaking, you're always seeking to be filled because you're always dripping. And why are you dripping? Because somewhere in you, you never felt like you were enough for you. You're good enough to be alone. There was a place in a time when I was walking, being lonely. I went to restaurants by myself. I go to the library by myself. I do a lot of things by myself. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes you can glance or people like looking at you like, oh, and I'm like, I just gotta, keep eating and chuckle because I'm like, I'm so good. Like, I'm okay. Like, really.
You know what? I've never understood why there have been people that say, oh my God, you can go to a restaurant by yourself?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have
and
no
be
problem.
good and not feel awkward.
I don't feel awkward.
I feel when I go to the restaurant by myself, I feel badly when people constantly talking to me, feel like they have to engage me because they feel like I'm alone. But that's that leads me to my next thing is that people often put on you what they think, how they would feel if they were in your position.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was asked the other day, why aren't you married? You are, and the first thing they said is that you're too beautiful to be not to be married. Mm-hmm. And my thing is, what is my thing? Why am I not married? And then I asked somebody because I got tired of them asking me, so I got a little sarcastic, and I said to them, I said, why are you married? What happened in your life that made you get married?
Me.
I did.
Oh, that was wrong. Classic Leslie. Classic Leslie.
Somebody got to flip it on people.
I got tired.
Yeah.
I got tired. But going back to your thing about being alone is that I had to learn how not to try to feel that loneliness. Mm-hmm. Because even when God pulls you away and says, this is your time to be alone, and you start feeling lonely, I believe that loneliness is the feeling that accompanies, like you both said, being alone. And because we were raised in such a big family and in 3 bedrooms, and we were always with each other, we always heard noise, it was always filled with us.
Absolutely.
When you don't have that, and when I don't have that, I find myself feeling lonely. And then here I am on a date I don't need to be on.
Oh my.
No.
Oh my.
See that
it happens. It happens.
Yeah. And then he thinks that we're building on something. I'm like, oh, that was I was lonely.
You were a project. I'm just kidding. See, I mean,
Pastime.
you were pastime.
Yeah. So
Go ahead. That question of why aren't you married, I think it's hard for some people to believe that some people aren't married by choice. Like everybody don't want to be. I'm not saying that that's me, but everybody doesn't want to be married. That's not the end game for a lot of women or men. That's not the goal for a lot of women. Sometimes you rather be alone than to have to deal with a lot of drama or worrying if somebody is stepping out on you or just anything. But sometimes it's a choice. So I think it's hard for a lot of people to believe that. I choose to be single right now. I made this choice.
And it's necessary.
It's
necessary to be alone so that when God brings you someone, you're not stepping out. You're not feeling the need to do other things. Why? Because I fulfilled everything I was supposed to do on the single side. And so often people cross over before it's time. And so that's why I'm good. With every relationship that has failed, with everyone that said, it's okay, great, thank you. I'm okay because I realized that was God's protection. And people just say that cliche-ish, oh, the rejection is God's protection, hallelujah. But no, but it's so true. And so when you change your mindset to know that God is protecting you, even though you liked it, you wanted it, and at some point it was clicking and it was right and it was good, and all of a sudden it just went down the drain. It's God saying this is not the time. I allowed you to have that for that moment. Gonna wipe your mouth. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when that favorite meal is over. Okay, it's okay.
It's over.
And
It's
now,
over.
not only is he protecting you, he's protecting that other person.
Absolutely.
Because there's some
I
things
never thought about
oh
that.
my, look,
Yeah.
there are some things that you have to work. You know, you have to work out within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There are times where I just want to be alone. There are times I don't want to FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
There are times I don't want to talk on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to know how to communicate that with someone
Mm-hmm.
so that they're not feeling like, oh, did I do something wrong? Or
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't. You know, you know when you're a mess.
Yeah, yeah.
You know when you have your issues. You know when you have your moodiness.
Mm-hmm.
So not only is God protecting you, but God is protecting that other person as well.
Absolutely.
Because you got some issues. We all got issues.
You're not over Michael. And you dating Malcolm. So Malcolm becomes Michael because you never healed.
Yes.
Lydia,
Right.
I was dating this guy, and I broke up with him. Guy from Tennessee. I broke up with him, and this other guy. Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
And you love him. I did too. This other guy, and I broke up with him, and we broke up, and
That's
this
my
other guy.
like a memory.
Well, because I really like him.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
But the guy from Mississippi, and he was trying to talk to me, and I was like, okay, we can talk.
Okay, yeah.
And he was like, I said, we dated for 2 days. Do not judge me, people.
Oh, you
we
on the
dated
record.
for 2 days because
Wow.
I knew that I was still hung up on the other guy.
Yeah.
And I told him. He said he knew and he was fine with it.
Yeah.
See, no.
I still broke up with him. I said, I can't.
It's unfair.
That's maturity though. That was maturity on your end to say, you know what, 2 days in, I'm not gonna do this. Because some people, they'll go on all the way to the altar.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
that's dangerous.
And still try to make that thing work. Knowing.
You drifting on the memory.
Drifting on memory.
Come on back. Come on. God called you all to walk this place along. Not just drifting. Sean watching. Y'all, Sean wanted to be on the panel tonight. We got next time.
We'll bring
We're
Sean
bring
the
you
next
in.
time. But Teresa, you said something. You said that God was protecting them as well.
Yeah.
And I had to talk. As for me, I'm going to be just straight and be honest. When I was younger, I could be very moody. And when I was tired of being around you, I was tired of being around you.
Mm-hmm.
And now I am a professional introvert. I love being by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, I watched Mother for years say, well, honey, talking to Dave, you think it's okay that we could do this or we could go here? That never set well with me. That has never been all right in my spirit. So that is probably one of the reasons why I'm not married. Because especially at this point in my life, this juncture in my life, I'm used to packing my bags and going.
Yeah.
And I won't be able to do that.
I would have to say, Leslie, because you haven't come. I'm sorry, Princess.
No,
you haven't come across the right man of God.
Yes. Oh,
because
that's
when
it
is right,
yes.
People always saying, "How do you know? How do you know?" And in myself, I was wondering, how in the world do you know?
Yeah.
You pray and you're relying on the Spirit to tell you and to speak to you, but there is a natural also sensing where you should know. And it's something about hisness,
Yes.
his essence,
His isness
of who he is, that is so right for you that you don't mind. You like, he's the man. He's the man. He got it. What you say? Okay. You don't mind doing whatever he says because first of all, you trust the God in him. You all are loving God, and you know he's not going to lead you astray. And so, he's not going to abuse you, so you don't mind washing his feet, you don't mind fixing his food or whatever, because the essence of him saying, I was created for you.
Yes.
I was created for Leslie. I was created for Latrice. I was created for Lydia.
Yeah.
And when Lydia recognized
Yes.
this being before her that was created for her, everything falls in place.
Yeah.
There is no rebuttal. There is no problem. You'll have no problem with me because you was created for me.
It's like when that person speaks to you, and it's not so much that they're trying to control or anything, but I'm gonna speak on my friend. There was one day I was wrestling with going to the gym, and he said something that literally spoke to my soul.
Yes.
And it made me say, I'm getting up and I'm going to this gym.
Yes.
It was just something you said in
The essence
the,
of him.
the essence of him.
Who he is.
So when you
Yeah.
find that person, or when that person finds you, you don't have a problem with them saying, maybe you shouldn't, or maybe you should. It's something in you that just says, that just connects and agrees.
Yeah.
It makes you buckle under, be like,
Right.
you know what, I
Yeah.
think you're right.
Yeah.
You have a point.
Yeah.
So, but when it's not right, you immediately like,
And
then he said,
yeah. And that's a sign for you to say, we're friends.
yes.
And you have to be mature enough, regardless of how bad you want to be in a relationship. Too many people are in a relationship for the sake of just saying, I'm in a relationship. That's one of the worst things Facebook could have done.
Yeah.
Because everybody's ready to hit that button.
Yep.
No, can be in one for a year and you'll never know.
Yeah.
Why? Because you don't do it just to do that. Anybody
Yeah.
can get married. Anybody can be in a relationship, but not everyone can wait for that divine connection.
Yes.
So wait.
I'm going to read some of the comments, sisters. Nicole is on here.
Our cousin?
Our cousin Nicole. She says, and the creation for each individual may not even desire all of that from you.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's good because I'm sitting here, building myself up to my husband's gonna be like daddy, and I'm gonna have to ask him everything.
Right.
Can
And there aren't a lot of men like that. Like she said, every man is not desiring that.
Right.
Well, you know what? Go ahead, Sam.
That's it.
Because there was something that my friend said. He was like, one of the things that attracted me. Hush, Leslie and Lydia. He was like, one of the things that attracted me to you was your hustle, your independence, your drive. So he wasn't completely looking for somebody that was just totally submissive.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I was gonna say. When they can lead by example,
yes.
when you can look at their life and say, oh, you know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
or you know what you're doing, or I should listen to you,
Mm-hmm.
or you are a wise person, that makes it all the more easier. So but go ahead.
And that is another way to know.
Yes.
Because the man, whether you like it or not, I don't know, some of you feel like, we're both the head of the household. No, you're both have a governing space, but the man is the head of the household.
Yeah.
And my thing is, if he is not further along than you, if he's behind you, how are you going to lead me from behind? You need to be a few paces ahead of me.
Yes.
In everything.
In every way.
Spiritually, financially,
Yes.
emotionally. I think he should be leading everything.
Yes.
In everything. And age, that has nothing to do with age. Because sometimes we feel like, well, he's younger than me, but he can be younger than you and be the CEO of a multinational.
Is Latrice off the market?
Yes, Latrice is off the market. And I'm not sorry.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
But that's one way to know. He needs to be ahead of you so he can actually lead you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get off relationships. Let's move on over to something else. Because I got a feeling that this one could be talking about this all night and blushing the whole time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So let's move. Do you feel some have placed you on a pedestal? And I'm gonna tell you this because I had an experience the other day. Okay, we were pastor's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
We were the pastor's sisters. We're gonna hit this, we're gonna hit it and quit it. And pastors meet, pastors everything. We've been in those places. But somebody said something and said something to one of my nieces the other day and said that you all are letting down the standard. And my thing is, when you saying I'm letting down the standard, am I really letting down the standard, or am I doing something that you thought I should not do?
Mm-hmm.
There were people that thought that I shouldn't, they called and said, or sent it letters or whatever, said that you have let down the standard because, first of all, you wear earrings now. Y'all didn't wear earrings. You all didn't wear pants, so some of your anointing is left. They said things like that. I'll never forget somebody said that about five years ago. Also, when I started doing The Lion King, there was a whole article written on me about Leslie Pace embraces satanic rituals. People have you in a place And I noticed that when you are in the pastor's family or the pastor's daughters or whatever, that people have you in a place where you're supposed to do something, you're supposed to be this person, but at the same time, you've got to be better than me, but don't act like you're better than me. You can't do this, but you can do that. They have all of these unscripted, unwritten things, laws that they don't want you to do and things that they want you to do. So do you all feel like at some point you all have been put on a pedestal or put in a place, I'm not going to say pedestal, in a place where you just don't like it and you resist it, you don't like it, and if so, what are those places?
Who you want? I go first. Okay.
Yes.
I would definitely say people have always
Wait, hold on a second. Please like and share this. Share this out. Share this out.
like and share.
Like and share.
Yes, I would definitely say people have always had unrealistic expectations of us, but I have always been one that never fell prey to that. It was like I am who I am. I honor and I respect my mother. The standard. What is the standard?
You have to define
The,
that
the
first.
standard to me just right off. That's the Ten Commandments. Whatever the Bible says. And a lot of things that we have made the standard is not God's standard. So I think we have to not hold people to to our own convictions. And I learned that early on. And even if I don't have the same convictions as you have, like I didn't have a lot of the same convictions as mother did, but out of respect, because she was my mother, there were things I did not do or listen to or say around her. So there's a level of maturity that has to come with, you got to know your walk.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. You got to know your walk with the Lord. You got to know that it's sure and not be swayed by what people think, what they say, and don't get into proving no point.
Amen.
Or proving your salvation.
Yes.
Don't. That was something I learned early on as a child. I'm not going to jump up and run around this church so y'all can know I'm saved. No, I'm going to stand right here and clap my hands and I'm going to worship the Lord and I'm going to cry and that's going to be good and because he's receiving that.
Yes.
So that's it. I didn't fall prey to it. It was like, this is who I am. Me and God, we good. Bump the rest of y'all.
Yeah. And I was one of the ones running around the church.
And that was her though.
But that's how God used me.
Yep.
And like Latrice, I too am very comfortable in being who I am. I like the food that I like. I like the theater that I like. I like the music that I like. And I have a relationship with God that is such that if he doesn't like it, I yield to him and I give those things to him. But yes, being on a pedestal, I don't mind that because light has to be lifted up in order to brighten the path. But being on the throne is something that I will not tolerate.
Come on.
God is God. He's King of Kings, he's Lord of Lords. But I don't have no problem with people looking up to me, liking me, admiring me. Great, awesome, wonderful, because I'm pointing you to Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm not pointing you to me, pointing you to myself. But mind, I like being alone, except for, person that God brings. But I'm just saying. So I'm definitely like not that person that's pointing people to me and, praise me, be around me. No. Everything that I am, all that I have, all that I've accomplished, it's because of God. Because I'm one of the ones that they said wouldn't do it, couldn't do it. Not my family, but people look at you and they put you in a box. She's from a Pentecostal church. She won't do this. She'll never do that.
Right.
So God makes a way for you to do it. You better point back to him.
Yeah.
Because without him, you're nothing. So yes, it's okay with being comfortable with people putting you on a pedestal as long as you are light.
Yeah.
Because they're putting darkness up there and people fall in the ditch.
That's true.
But if you are light and you're pointing the way to Christ, be on the pedestal. But don't turn that pedestal into a throne. Because then that's when God got to bring you down. So many people in the church have been on the pedestal and now they want to start, making it a throne. And that's when you see them fall. And that's what happened when you see them come down.
Yeah. My God. Lydia,
That was good.
that was something.
Yeah.
You something else, my young lady. You something else. You better give up. You better, Teresa,
Oh, church. That is so cozy.
People would say things to me, and I think being the older of of this group, people sometimes will say things to me, and I think once I set them straight or gave them a different way of thinking about, you know, how they say things about us or how they want us to be. And I looked at it, I stopped one day and I looked at people that were saying, well, you shouldn't do this. And I was looking at them doing it.
Right.
Or you know, the very thing that you're telling me I should not do, you out there having a grand old time doing it.
Mainly what they're saying is you shouldn't do it before I do it.
Oh, that's right. You know what? That's probably it. We have a question. Well. Yeah, we're taking questions. If y'all have questions.
Oh, I won't be checking mine because I don't know how to do that.
Okay. Do you all think that? Oh, that's not a real question, but I'm gonna go on. Sorry. I thought it was a question on.
Kim said something. Somebody said something.
Leslie.
I thought it was on the text that we were talking about.
You're gonna be your real self on this. Okay.
Yeah. Do you all feel from Anthony McGee? Anthony, I'm gonna ask them your question. Do you all feel you three are closer than? Okay, either I can't read or he can't write.
Wait.
Do you all feel you three are closer than the other? Well, it depends on what setting we're in.
Well, obviously because we are the last three, there is a bond that we have that we wouldn't have with the older ones.
Yeah.
But there are certain ones we go to about certain things.
Yes.
You know, there are certain sisters you know you can talk to about certain things to get that's it.
The answer you want.
We're all we're close to each other. But we naturally share. What y'all talking about?
No.
Y'all lying.
No, really.
We didn't do that. We're gonna reveal it. Anyway, so yeah. I have a question over here.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Someone said, "Can I date a Pace sister?" I was told years ago I would marry a Pace. Was it a Pace in Georgia though?
There's a lot of faces.
There's a lot of Paces.
Who is the person?
His name is Todd Taylor.
Todd Taylor.
Oh,
Yeah, he got a prophecy that he would marry a Pace.
Well, we have a few nieces who have the last name. They carry the last name Pace. So,
hold on. It ain't over. You never know.
You never know, Todd. You just never know.
Yeah.
Hold on and we'll see, because there are various types of prophecies which time will not allow me to go into that right now. But you have to know that the prophecy is from God. So if that's really a serious question, because sometimes people can ask questions and be playing, seek the Lord and let the Lord speak to you about what He really said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrence Albritton, send your question again. I don't know what Terrence asked. They think somebody think I'm avoiding Terrence Albritton's question.
Listen,
I don't know what the question was.
Because people,
what's his name? I'm not saying his
think
name.
y'all was staying
Never
with me.
mind. I'm
y'all.
not answering that question. Anyway, go
What's
ahead.
the question?
They want to know my friend's name.
Oh, no.
It'll all be revealed in time.
We don't do that.
Okay, so we're closing because I said we will be gone. We got 10 minutes. We have 11 minutes.
Okay.
So I have several questions. I'm gonna ask Lydia this one. Do you? Well, you pretty much answered it, but you don't feel responsible to fulfill expectations that others have placed on you. Both of you all pretty much said that you all are in your own. You're fine doing what you.
Yeah, and I guess like Lydia said, there is a level of responsibility as long as you point them back to Christ. Like too much is given, much is required.
Yes.
So there are, like you said, we can be okay with being human, but also striving to do right.
Yeah.
You know, and then I kind of don't even want to say that because we are supernatural beings.
Absolutely.
So I don't like always follow. I'm just human, but you have this supernatural ability to not be human.
Yeah.
You know, you're not. Yeah. I don't like when people fall prey to that. I'm just human. I'm human.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to be careful. I don't want to get deep into that.
No, because I'll get into that because when you say too much is given, much is required. because it depends on, my walk with God is different because it depends on how deep I let him flow in me.
Yeah.
Some people are shallow, and then others walk with him deeper. So it is different, and I have a responsibility. We do have that responsibility. It's a sacrifice. It is, and people don't understand. Oh my God,
It's a sacrifice. Yeah.
But we have the Comforter who also goes beyond our natural and gives us a super and helps us to operate in the supernatural. And so you know that when you're walking through something such as grief or just testing and loss in many numerous ways, you don't always have to rely on your natural, but you have a supernatural that you can also connect to in order to get you through it. But you're not always connected to that. So it is okay, as Latrice started out talking about, the natural. It is okay to live that natural life because somebody needs you to be a witness in the natural. So I think that was the whole purpose for Christ coming in the flesh, because he could have remained supernatural, but he was both divine and human. But we're not going to get into that. That's a seminary discussion. So
we have a great question. Yeager said, let me go back and look at the title. What advice would you give a guy that has interest in a young lady that's on your level? And he said, when he said on your level, he's saying has fame and notoriety. Can I say?
You go first.
Be yourself.
yeah.
Be yourself. Don't go in trying to impress. Don't feel like just because a person is famous that they require expensive things. Don't try to what? Well, Lydia does. Lydia and Leslie. I'm very simple. But don't live beyond your means.
And I'm okay with that.
I get you, Tracy.
I'm okay with that.
But speak for yourself.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Who I am.
My thing, okay. They are materialistic.
No. That doesn't make you materialistic. It makes you a person that appreciates value and quality. Thank you, Lord, my sister. Don't bring me no sunflower. No.
Don't bring be yourself.
I want sunflower.
I'm with Latrice.
Okay, yeah.
Gucci and Prada.
Okay.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
I'm with that. Be yourself. And I know a lot of times, in my experience, men always come to me super Jesus. I mean, the first thing they're talking about is Jesus.
Don't do that.
Well, I want to go with you. I want to take you out. And this one guy took me to church.
But we can start with Jesus.
He took me to church.
Yeah.
I was like,
thank you.
You took me to church.
My life is church.
Yeah.
I just left church.
I am the church.
You picked me up at church.
Yeah. We were taught that we are the church. So you know, wherever we go, we're gonna witness and be a light. So don't just assume that we're all, that's the way to romance us. We want something different. Then now I'm not saying take me to a rock concert, because then you get ready to get the devil cast out.
Don't let them.
I'm just saying, seek the Lord as to how. That's
To approach it.
How to approach.
Yeah.
Because God may say, no, I don't, you not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because personally for me, just, 5 tickets to Disney. I'm pretty much there.
I remember, you know what? I remember dating, I wasn't dating him at the time, but I remember this gentleman. No, I'm not calling his name either because that was a past. But I remember this gentleman wanting to take me out, and he asked, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" I was like, "Now me, I celebrate my birthday all month long, and I save from all year long to splurge on myself to do that." So he's trying to, be a big baller shop caller, and I knew he wasn't. That's why I said, be yourself.
Yeah.
What do you want to do for your birthday? Anything. Just say it. Anything, and it's yours. I was like, I want to go to New York, and I want to see Hamilton. I knew Hamilton tickets were $1,200. So my thing is, be yourself. Don't come up to, selling no false dreams.
Yeah, that's
If
right.
all you can do is buy me a Coke and some chips,
Yeah.
come with that.
Yeah,
that.
and if you can sense the humility in a person. What would you like for your birthday? A nice. I simply would have said a nice dinner or
Yeah.
movie, but no, it was whatever you want. I got it. Whatever you want. Whatever. Just name it.
Yeah.
2 tickets to Hamilton
I
in
would've-
New York City.
I would have been kind of.
Yeah.
I would have been kind of.
Try the spirit.
When
I
he-
tried the spirit.
When he
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
when they come all lavish, whatever you want,
Fireworks.
I can do this for you, I can do that for you. That turns me on.
You
It
got
is.
me twisted.
Yeah,
It
I'm
is
like,
a- yeah.
I
You
don't.
got me twisted.
Yeah.
I can do a lot of things I can do for myself. I'm not saying I don't need a man. I can do it for myself. I'm not saying that.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
there are things that when you come at me from a very, a financial type of way, a materialistic type of way, I'm totally turned off.
Yeah.
Because, I went out with this preacher the other day, and he's not trying to date me, but
The
he
other
was-
day. Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh my God.
All right. What's his
And-
name?
Well,
Jesus.
no, I'm talking about the small things that
Okay.
it wasn't. It was flowers. He brought me flowers when I got, and he's not trying to date me, but he brought me flowers. A gesture like that.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Don't bring me flowers
And
and
you
you're not
ain't
trying to date me.
But I'm just saying that I was just saying a small gesture like that because and if you want to stay on her mind,
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's the
because
little
every time I
things.
see those flowers, I think about him.
Yeah.
I will never forget when I asked Murphy, we were talking about Jermaine Dupri dating Janet Jackson. And we were like, oh my God. Be careful.
Mhm.
We love y'all. But I was like, we were like, where do you take Janet Jackson on a date? And Murphy was like, Burger King, somewhere simple, do the little things. I was like,
Varsity.
oh
I thought you were gonna
yeah.
pick
Yeah.
So it's the little things. I'm
Yeah.
sorry we stayed on that question for so long, Yavis.
Yeah.
But it's
But
the
it's so
little,
important.
it's the little things,
Mhm.
and don't feel like you gotta live beyond your means to impress, because that'll catch up with you.
Yeah.
Don't live the lie.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to be genuine and be real.
Sangeeta said that I would have taken you to see Hamilton Latrice, but no, you're dating someone else.
I'm so sorry. And actually, I took myself to see Hamilton when he didn't come through.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but thank you.
Audrey on Watkins said, the young lady, she said, I like expensive things
Yeah.
because I can buy them for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I want something different. Surprise me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Surprise me.
Yeah.
Think out of the box. When you,
Mm-hmm. Don't
When
assume
you-
every woman like roses.
yeah, that's what I'm going to say. When you are interested in somebody, you study them.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the little things in the conversation. Like if you're FaceTiming, take note of some things that's in the room, or just you gotta study that person so that when you do surprise them, they're like, "How did you know? I heard you."
Yeah.
Okay, we got a question here.
Listen, yes.
We got a question here.
Okay.
So this question from Audrey on, she says, do you all think that a woman should take a man out and pay if he has taken her out several times?
I don't think there's anything wrong with
I
that.
don't think there's nothing wrong with it. It depends on the understanding
Yeah.
of that couple.
And the
Yeah.
and the type of man that he is, because my brother was the type of man he would stand for.
Yes.
No, I don't care how many times I've taken you out. Every time we go out, I'm paying for this,
Yes.
and that's what I.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Come on, somebody.
Now that's how my friend is.
Yeah.
But there was one day he was really, really busy working,
Yeah.
and he asked me to call in his dinner.
Yeah.
So I called it. I ordered his dinner or whatever, and I
Pay for it. There you go. Yeah.
Because after you have had a long day
Yeah.
of working hard,
Mhm.
not that the last thing you want to do is have to pull out you just want a kind gesture
Yeah.
every now and then.
Yeah. And because you are a good woman with goals and not a gold digger, it's
Yes.
innate for you to want to do something for him. So,
Yes.
All young men, I'm speaking to you now. Yeah, be a provider, be able to, do what you do, but at the same time, recognize when you are appreciated.
Yes.
Recognize when you have a good woman, because
Yes.
that good woman is automatically going to want to do things for you. You know what I'm saying? If she's a good woman, she's a gold digger, GOLD,
Yes.
not GOAL.
Mm-hmm.
She is just do for me, do for me, do for me, do for me.
Yeah.
That if you're that type of woman, stop that.
Yes.
Do for yourself.
Yes.
Now God's gonna give you somebody that will accommodate you and give you what you need, but at the same time, don't just do for me.
Yeah.
Just be a sponge. You drain somebody of everything, and that's just not right. That's not of God.
And men, if you find yourself with someone that is not appreciative of the little things, and you're not married, I mean, you have options,
right?
I ain't trying to break nobody marriage,
right? Stay there,
but you have options. Run.
Let's make that clear. Yeah.
Run, because that's gonna be a long, hard road.
Yeah.
Of trying to meet someone's expectations and you'll never meet them because they're never appreciative of the little things.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with paying, especially if you've been out several times and you all have already decided that this is relationship, this is what we're going to do. We're building our relationship, because it's not taking anything away from you. Taking care of him.
Right.
Take care of him. Let him know that he has somebody that's going to cover him.
Yeah.
Somebody that has his back. Somebody that loves him.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody that will go out the way for him. You're not some pampered princess.
Right.
You're going to be his wife. And on your way to being his wife, you don't wait to be it.
Yeah.
You are becoming his wife the entire time you're dating.
Mm-hmm.
And so taking care of him every now and then, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
But if you have a problem with that, then you're gonna have a problem with some other things.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have problems with running his bath water, washing his back, doing whatever he needs for you to do. And then that relationship's gonna end.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna get tired of always doing for you, and no one is ever doing for him.
Yeah.
Or he'll find somebody that will.
Yeah.
So you're becoming his wife, and you're not dating just to be randomly dating. At this point, you're dating with the intention of being together and getting married. So you're becoming what you need to be. So you don't wake up. Once you wear that dress and go down the aisle, you don't automatically
Turn it on. Right.
No, you're becoming that the entire time you're dating.
Right.
So that's why faking is not a good idea.
Right.
Be who you are.
The entire time that you are single, God is making you into a wife. So you have to follow along that path and those transitions, and to realize that within the wife is a helpmeet. Because we always talk about the wife, but we never talk about the helpmeet that is within the wife. So when he put that left foot forward, you need to be able to put the right foot forward, or whatever it is that he's trying to do. That's why two can't walk together except they be agreed. I believe that God puts you together in ministries that are similar, that go together, so that you all can help each other out. So often people get into relationships with people and they have no clue how to help them. Why? Because God didn't put you together. So I think that you have to be careful to make sure that God is putting you with that person so that you know how to be that helpmeet, not just the wife. We got people that's stuck in bride mode. They want to be a bride, but they don't know nothing about being a wife, and much less about being a helpmeet.
Yeah, it's all about the pictures and the image. Somebody said I guess the feed is a bit choppy. If it's choppy, go to the main page, Leslie?
We can go stop.
Oh,
Hey Lou.
It's over.
It's over. I'm sorry. Go to Hey Lou.
Hey Lou.
Hey Lou. HEYLOUE on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Craig Rosberg said you all are helping the men. Blake Wesley Pace had a comment, and I want to go back to it.
Come on, Blake.
I wish that we could call. He would call one of the phones. I want to hear because I'm not quite understanding. He said, women say what they do is get ready for the date, but men are expected to look good as well. Why do you all think the bare minimum is maximum effort? What is he saying? That women are not, Blake, what are you saying? Women don't get ready for the date?
I'm calling you, Blake. Why is the bare minimum?
But most of them be faking, and a lot of them are for an extended period of time. Oh, okay. What do you do if her eyelash falls into the water on the date? Blake! Blake!
Blake, please explain this question.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's almost as if they're saying, it's almost as if she's saying, you be honored to be in my presence because.
Yeah.
Right, I agree.
It seems also like he's saying that she said that she went and bought a dress, she got her makeup done, her nails done, she spent all the money to get ready for the date.
Okay.
So he should actually pay for the food once you're on the date.
Oh,
well, I feel like my daddy.
shallow.
Oh, my daddy would say nobody asked you to do all that.
Yeah.
You did that because you wanted to.
And because you're our nephew,
Yeah.
if anybody says that to you, you just get our appetizer and y'all go on home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a shallow woman.
Yeah.
And that's a gold digger.
Right.
She wants you to do for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so Blake is getting off. Blake, we're saying if that woman is saying that she dressed up for you and you need to pay, she's not only saying that she wants you to pay for her food. Eventually she's gonna want you to pay for her nails. She's gonna want you to pay for everything.
Yeah.
That's a gold digger. You don't need her.
Yeah.
You need, wait on the Lord. He will give you what you need. Okay, our last
That's
question.
an immature date. That's what somebody said.
Yeah, that's
Tina.
yeah. Nobody asked you to do all that, sweetheart.
Yeah. Quentin said that. Our cousin.
Who?
Quentin said that's an immature date.
I love Quentin.
Quack.
Okay, so I'm gonna get Tracy this question. Has the church changed and has your need has the church changed, one, and has your need or desire for it changed the way it has it changed?
I think the church has evolved. I don't know if it's for it has evolved. I'll just answer that. It has changed. It has evolved. But also, what I once thought I needed from the church has changed. I've come into the realization that one, I am the church. I think people are saying like, get my thoughts together. My need for the fellowship, my need for being shepherding, that has not changed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my need for that to live, my need for that to be successful, I hope I'm not losing anybody. There is life outside of that. Where that entity was once my life, I've come to realize that there are other parts of my life where I take what I've gotten from there. That's it. Where I take what I've gotten from that, and I'm able to live an even more productive life outside of those four walls. I hope that makes sense.
It makes sense to us,
Mm-hmm.
especially first to us. But most people didn't live gilded lives like we did. Most people, they had church and other things.
Right.
We had church.
And that was
church.
it. That was it.
But I get it because that's where I am with that.
Yeah.
Church did I cut you off?
No, that was it.
Church for me has changed, My need for God has never changed, and it will never change. I love going to church. I was unable to go to church Sunday. My church reopened for the first time, and when I heard my pastor's voice in the sanctuary and heard it engulfed by the presence of God, it connected with something in me that I can't even explain. Everybody know how much I love Disney. It was better than Disney. It was better than walking into Magic Kingdom. So that need, oh God,
Leslie,
that need being able to do that and hear that, it connected to my spirit. Disney is my flesh. It's a supernatural thing. But church connects me. It is where I know God is everywhere, but it's where I find God with other people that believe like me and worship like me. So that hadn't changed, but the way we do church, the way I want it, I was able to go to High Critics Church the other Sunday, and I was like, oh, this I can do every day, all day. Live. We're going to let you close it out.
I want to say first, the church is founded on a rock. And so it is established, and it always is and will be what it is. But organizations and bylaws and standards have changed. But the church is, always have been, and always will be what it is. I believe that the Lord has invited us to another dimension in that church to see him and to experience him in a different way, in a new way. He causes things or allows things or uses things so that we can experience him in a new way. So you have to make sure that you're in a church that is being governed by God, that is founded by God, because I think the church is just what it is what it always will be. But we change as people, and what we need changes. But that church is just, it's always going to be the church. But we I don't know, the church just is what it is. But I think we change.
What advice would you give to 16-year-old Latrice?
the advice I would give to 16-year-old Latrice is that, in 2 years, you're going to go on the road and make the most money you have ever made in your life. Do not stop it away. Do not. I promise you, every stop the tour bus made, I was finding a mall or a shopping center. I was always buying something. I would go back then and just invest it or just let it sit and gain interest. But that would be the main advice I would tell 16-year-old Latrice. Stop. Do not stop. You're gonna make a lot of money because you at 18 years old, fresh out of high school, and you making all this money weekly. Your thinking is, if I spend this, I'm getting the same thing the next week. Opposed to you, so you're like, let me just, it's gone because I'm getting some more. Opposed to stacking it. You know, if I had that mentality of stacking
Legos. Come on, Legos.
Oh my goodness. So that would be the advice I would give.
Tracy, you kind of been that person.
I've been frugal, but I've always been frugal, but I love clothes.
No, I wouldn't say you're frugal. You've always known exactly what you needed and how much it's going to cost.
True.
You've always been that person. You know, you would come and ask me for 15 cents. You knew that you would get X amount of Chico sticks, a number line later.
True.
You knew exactly what.
That is true.
So, okay, so that's what you would tell her to do financially, emotionally. What would you say to her?
Oh, let it go. Laugh. Don't take it personally. Get some therapy early on. I mean, even if nothing is wrong with you, just have somebody you can talk
That's
to.
not in your family. That you can talk to. What would you tell 16-year-old Lydia?
Don't let the kids get married.
Oh, Lydia. That really bothered her.
Yeah. stay the course.
Not the marriage, the
Divorce,
divorce.
yeah,
The
it was
divorce
divorce.
really died.
Yeah, it did.
Also,
Yeah.
okay, we're not gonna take this moment.
Yeah, because at 16, I was having such a good time. But anyway, at my 16-year-old self, I would basically just stay the course. Stay the course, and you're finally going to get to where you want to go. You don't always have to have all the friends. It's okay to not have a lot of friends. I would tell my 60-year-old self that. It's okay for your mom to be your friend, and it's okay for your family to be your friends, and it's okay to not have a boyfriend because your mom's not going to let you have one anyway. Till you get 18. And I will also tell her that somebody is coming that's better than Charlie.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. I thought you had a boyfriend.
I had a crush, but I had a crush.
Okay, that's good. That's a good thing. Who was your crush back in the day?
Carl. His name was Carl.
Who was
Wait
your
a minute, wait. Like at 16?
Yeah, 16. Who was your crush?
Oh, I'm scared to say, but I'll say it was Vontae Brown.
Okay, older. Who was your crush?
Older guy?
Just stop at 20 because somebody, if you go beyond 20, they're gonna say you still want it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know who was older. I just
Lydia.
love the way Vontae talks.
He's dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
Richard Hill. Lydia had a crush on. I had a crush on. Okay, which one?
Which?
I don't know. Who did I have a crush on?
Marvin Wine.
I love Ron Wayne.
You
Yes.
did. You did.
Sure did.
You sure did.
Sure did.
I love, absolutely,
You sure did.
love Ron Wayne.
So sweet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wherever I go, there's a sweet.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I forgot
we
about
moving
that.
on. So what would I say? Oh, I didn't answer. What would I tell 16-year-old Leslie?
Yeah.
Be all right with being sanctified.
Yeah.
Because when you be
that's
all right with
good.
being a
Great,
sanctified
Leslie.
girl in school.
Yeah.
Because when you graduate and you see your classmates 20 years later, they're saved.
Yeah. I'm like, what?
And they understand you, and it's cool.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be cool. You're gonna be cool after a while.
Yeah.
So that's what those are the young girls that are out there that are struggling with being cool or being accepted. Accept yourself first. There's this musician that I always hear him saying, people don't believe I'm great. Nobody sees my greatness. And what I see in him is that he doesn't believe in himself, and he doesn't believe his own greatness. So therefore, but he's putting it off on everybody else. Don't put off your insecurities on anybody else. Look at them and defeat them, and become that person that you've always wanted to be while you're 16.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to my little sisters, Latrice and Lydia.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking us.
Tracy gives the broad perspective. Lydia gives the straight and narrow perspective.
Oh, so just say it.
Okay.
I'm worried.
Tracy's worldly.
We love you.
Tracy is in the world, but she is not of the world. Tracy knows, and you relate to people differently.
Yeah.
And people relate to you differently. Than you are. I think you're more approachable than the rest of us. I think so, because you're open. I think you're more open than us.
I think we all are approachable. I think
I
people
said
just
more.
see me more. Okay.
More.
Yeah, that is okay. I get it. I'll say okay.
You
I'll agree with that.
yeah.
I'll agree with
You
that.
no, don't, because I'm right.
I'll agree. Yes, ma'am. That was a great question.
Okay.
I know we have to go,
Okay.
but Titus he was like, as you have matured in your walk with Christ and realize how much freedom there is, how easy or difficult is it trying to get your older sisters to experience life outside of church that they may consider sin, things that they may consider sin, but actually is not. I don't. After a person is a certain age,
Yeah.
you realize that is who
That's
they
who they
are.
are.
And they like
So,
being there.
and they like being that. So you just
Mhm.
accept them for who they are,
Yeah.
respectfully.
Yeah.
Like the same thing I said with Mother. There were things that I didn't totally agree with, but out of respect, I didn't do things around her. I didn't say things around her. I didn't listen to certain things around her. And it wasn't being hypocritical. It was just out of respect.
Mhm.
So I've learned to enjoy my freedom
Mhm.
and not try to push my freedom on their convictions. If that makes sense. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Y'all stay.
thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Lydia.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, I'm looking here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I usually do the live unconference, living in full effect, but I decided to just make it smaller. And the next time we'll be back, I'll be back in a few more weeks. And, well, actually next week, and I'm going to have some more guests. I think I'm going to bring Phyllis on.
Oh, Lord.
And Sean,
So,
please bring
because
Sean.
if I don't bring them on, it's going to be a problem.
Y'all professional.
Wait, Tracy, wait.
What kind of producer straight?
Wait. And there we are.
Look at it.
This is my favorite song by Tree.
And she be singing it all again.
I do.
I need some royalties.
We love y'all.
Thank you, Lydia fan. Wait. Let me say this. Let me bring the music down. We're going to need Lydia fan page on Instagram not to be fighting with the Pacers fan page.
They
We
were
need y'all
not.
to get along.
They were not
We
fighting.
need y'all to get along. We all love the Pacers.
I love y'all. Mwah. Y'all, how do I sign off here? Y'all.
What?
How do I get out of here?
And stop.
Oh,
And.
okay.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Would I be able to still see comments and stuff after I end?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.